Hello, Taurus. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Bonefire Tarot by Gabby Angus West. Website is schifferbooks.com. Feel free to freeze frame and check that out if you're interested. Supportive oracle cards are Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish, illustrated by Jesse Reish, and there's a website at the bottom, hayhouse.com. Feel free to check that out if you're interested. Taurus, you had, there's a bunch of face down cards that fell out while I was shuffling, so we'll see what that is. Okay, there's a lot of cards popping up, which is fine. It just means things are complicated sometimes. I say that, and then all of a sudden it went to one card, so I guess, whine about it. I always tell people that. Just whine about it enough. It'll change. Not that that's good advice, but, what's this? Is this like peace out? Oh, you got the 6. Somebody else had that too. I don't know where that popped out for somebody, but I seem to think one of the other signs had this happen with the 6 and 8 coming in together. I wonder if it was Virgo. I don't know. But with you, this has a better feeling than the last time I read it. So there's a lot of balancing out things. There's a lot of pulling things together, planning for the next phase. I think whatever's going on here is about to be completed. Oh, I think you do. Okay, so there's an ending coming up, and I was like, oh, I wasn't sure Taurus would be a fan of that. But no, I feel like this is something I know is going to come to an end, and this is going to be the next, it's going to lead to the next part of my journey. This is just an analogy. It doesn't have to fit for you. But for example, if you've been going to college for 6 to 8 years, maybe 4 years, whatever, and now you're finishing up the last little pieces. Maybe you already went to college for 6 to 8 years or 4 years or whatever, but there was a couple little pieces left over that had to be finished, and maybe this is the completion of those things. Been putting in a lot of work, a lot of effort to make this work out, putting in the time. It's been going on for quite a while, and I feel like I've come so close. It is still, there's a lot of challenges here, but it's kind of like I've come too far to give up now. Why is that there? Part of me feels like I'm going along a routine, and I'm like, what's going to happen when this ends? But the other part is but I'm looking forward for it to end. It's kind of like, I keep getting the college analogy. I'm finishing it, and I'm excited and nervous at the same time. I'm like, it's going to end, and I wanted to get to the end, but now that I'm at the end, now what am I going to do with it? Where am I going to go with it? Do you have a plan? Usually Taurus has plans for most things. You have ideas, but it's kind of got to get there first. Got to get there first. Maybe you have, this can happen and that can happen, but what I really want, I'm still waiting to get that. I have to get there before I can really find if I can get what I really want. It's almost like if this was the whole college thing, or university, however you look at that. It's kind of like maybe you have just a couple job possibilities lined up, but the one you really want isn't willing to give you an answer until you make that final grade. So it's kind of like, well, if I can get the one I really want, I'm going for that. But it might be something like that. There's something else here too, because I got the imagination card in the center, which makes me wonder what that's about. This is better than it was, and the Hanged Man is moving on. The 5 of Cups upside down is telling me change is making me nervous. I'm not really sure what's going to happen next, but I'm really excited about the possibilities that are coming. So I'm nervous about it, but I'm excited about it. This time frame, it seems like it's been working on this for a long time. I am nervous that that's coming to the end, but I am excited about it at the same time. You seem to be okay. There is some confusion, or is there a lack of, what is that? The Six of Swords is moving on from troubled waters, and the Knight of Swords is like, a lot of times it's communication in my opinion, but it's like offensive communication. There's something going on in this situation that just doesn't make sense, is what I'm getting. And I also get like the imagination clicking in with that too. Something doesn't make sense, and I'm trying to be okay with something that I'm not. During this process of ending this situation or getting near the end of it, something is not looking as I really want it to. I'm also getting like, hold back your commitment. Give yourself a period of time to where you can take a minute to really decide what you want. There's a lot of strategizing that needs to happen here. Something here isn't quite right, is what I'm getting. I don't like that. It doesn't feel right with that Knight of Swords, ironically. It should, but I did get on the dice, I got the Magician upside down, and I got the Page of Pentacles in question. It makes me feel like you're getting information right now that's more, it's more apt to try to pull you into something. It feels very bait and switch. You know what I mean? Tell you what you need to hear to get you to do what I want. Then when you're actually here, tell you what's actually available. It's kind of like letting it's like somebody trying to like get you to come to their car lot. They're like, we have all these great cars, all these great cars, all these great cars. And then you get there and they're like 3 times your budget. They're like, oh, I thought you said there was stuff here that would fit my budget. Oh, there is, not those cars. But these other ones over here that you really didn't want, but those ones do. That's how this feels to me. Somebody gets you to come to their, like, it's like they're two hours out of town. Come to our lot. We have all the, look at all the cars. We have all this. We have all that. We have all this. And you're like, well, that's in my, we definitely have things within your budget. And then you get there and they're like, well, we do have things in your budget, just not those cars I showed you. These other cars. And it's like, oh, I wouldn't have driven 2 hours out of my way just to, I wouldn't have done that. There's strategizing here. Take your time, pull back, give yourself the leeway. I'm also getting, like, you're not really a fan of, like, not having a plan to go into a plan, something like that. But they're saying if you hold back and you don't commit to things, and you kind of like just give it a second to like let this finish and let it chill for a minute. After this is chilled, the better opportunities will come in, and you can choose from something better. Something is trying to come in so that you have something to leave this and go into something right immediately after. That's not for the best in this. I hope I'm saying that right. So it's almost like I end classes one day and I start a new job the day after. Not a good idea is what I'm getting. You're not going to find what you want. The other version is kind of like, however you've been making a living, let the classes end, give yourself like a couple months to just enjoy it being over, and then start deciding what you actually want from that point forward. You get better opportunities, you get more, because like, I feel like this frenzy of trying to make you take something seems to move on, which is actually not helpful. Once that frenzy's moved on, you get more stable, more realistic offers, and that's what you actually want. So you can build with something, build with something of substance, build into something of substance. You want to have something of substance. That's what you want. That's where you get it. Okay. These are the face down cards. Yeah. I think I already talked to them. I didn't realize I was. It's kind of like advice. Block what's coming in right now. Don't go right into the next thing right away. That's the Eight of Cups, in my opinion, going from one thing to the next, from one good thing to another good thing. But I feel like it's too soon. They're saying block that. Don't go to something right away. Give yourself a minute to just kind of soak in the moment, enjoy what you have, enjoy what you've accomplished. It will give you a chance to really settle, see what's in front of you, and better offers just keep coming in. For some reason, better offers seem to come in, especially when whoever's giving these offers or wherever these offers are coming from seems to understand that you're going to take a minute, you're going to soak it in, and you're really going to decide what works out best for you. That seems to be more Taurus's thing, to like get a second to really, you know, sort it out, what really works for me. If you do it right in this time frame, it comes in too fast, and I just feel like you might make a quick decision, which is not really Taurus's thing to make a quick decision like that. But for some reason, if you feel like you have to, if you feel like pressured into it, maybe you would, but that's not going to really work to your benefit. Let it end, give it a chance to settle, and then pick up from there. Because things are going to go better once things have ended. I also get the Lover's card here. Things are good. The new thing coming in, you want to let this settle. Whatever ended, let it settle. Let it end on its own terms and give it some time to for everything to settle. Let the dust settle. Let things just chill. And then pick up and move forward from there out. For some of you, I feel like if this is a job situation and you know this job is ending, I respect that you have to have money coming in, but pick a job that you know will be temporary, that will just pay the bills. And while you're doing that temporary job that's just going to pay the bills, then choose your next permanent one. It may not be ideal. I feel like a lot of you are going to be like, I don't really care for that. But to have the best longevity, to have the best like long-term connection with a job, they're saying if you can get yourself to do that, it'll work out better. Like, all right, this job is ending. Now let me find a temporary job that'll just pay the bills, and I'll go into it knowing this is temporary, so I won't get overly connected to it. And then I'll really put in the effort to find what I want and move towards what I want. It'll work out better for you. I understand that maybe that doesn't sound ideal, but I'm getting for your long-term outcome, it'll give you the best outcome. Anything else? I think we're good. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email. jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.